Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Jitsi Community Call. We're going to start with a quick overview of things that we have done in the past couple of weeks, as usual. This call is being recorded and live streamed on YouTube. So I'll start with a few things, and then I'll let others chime in. One thing that multiple people have reached out to us for. One thing that multiple people have reached out to us for is there are consistent issues. People are saying video is cut back, reported connectivity issues. There really shouldn't be any. Yes, that is the case. We have seen this fail to unprotect issue where for some reason we're sending Chrome packets that it's not able to decrypt. We're messing up something in there. Not sure what changed. George is currently working on that. George, I don't know if you have any new findings since Friday, and if so, feel free to update. That is indeed quite annoying, but we're hopeful that it will be going very soon. George, do you want to add something to this? George, I think your microphone is not working.
How about now? Does it work? Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
Yeah, I was saying that I have found a potential cause for this, and I'm going to open a PR for that today. I'm not sure if that's going to fix everything, but that's definitely causing issues. So, yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. Then one thing that Brian's working on, Brian's not here, so I'm going to get it out for him. We're working on stopping the top stream, the top quality stream in your simulcast triad when no one is watching it. So in a call like this, if you're not the stage speaker, you will be, your highest quality stream will be interrupted, which should save on outbound bandwidth. It should also save on CPU on the client computer, which is pretty important. And obviously it would also save on bandwidth that's being used by the bridge and CPU that's being used by the bridge. We're also seeing, that's a new update since last week. Boris has run a bunch of performance tests. I think he might join us later today. And if that's the case, we will, I'll ask him to complete. But basically we're seeing that we ran a bunch of tests about performance. And while the unicast performance isn't really that different from what we had before, we're seeing that simulcast performance is not really that great. Actually, I'm not sure that I can say that. It is significantly more demanding. Basically, on the same machine where we were able to fit approximately 700 megabits in the past, enabling simulcast on the bridge takes it down to about 300 with a stretch, and then we basically fill up the CPU. So we do not know at this point whether we're going to try and battle this, because we looked in flame graphs and performance analysis a little bit, and there's a few more noticeable things that would probably take things down by 2 or 3%, but otherwise it's just there's a lot of stuff happening when you're doing simulcast. So there's a lot of stuff with regard to bandwidth estimation. It's actually routing the packets. So we're not even sure to what extent a significant improvement of that is actually even theoretically possible. But we will be looking into it. Anyways, we decided to first battle the highest quality elimination thing because that would obviously have the side effect of reducing the CPU on the bridge as well. Or in other words, addressing the same problem from a different perspective. We have also noticed that the YouTube live streaming logging, which I don't know if many of you have noticed, but now it is possible. You no longer need to paste the key when you're live streaming with Jibri. Now we support this login process that lets the user authenticate with Google and then retrieve their their available live streams. What is really cool is that it also works in more complex situations. For example, we're currently streaming on Jitsi, which is a brand account, and you can properly, you get routed through the right places so that you can actually select that. So kudos to Lenny, who's on this call and who did most of the work there. Also, the link from the YouTube stream is actually being propagated, and now everyone is able to see where that link is. You should be able to see that in the call info right now, that this stream is available on a specific URL. So this is really cool. Brian also did a bunch of the work there. All right. I think these were the main key points that I had. Lubo, would you like to do a summary of mobile?
Yes, so the last 2 weeks we saw the release of a new version of the Android and iOS app in the app stores that comes with a lot of bug fixes, but most visible is a redesigned UI, that's just the beginning, a new toolbar that's got an overflow menu, and here at the community call, notably we've released an equivalent SDK in our Jitsi Maven repository, so now that can be consumed by our clients. We're also working on updating some of our important dependencies like React Native and WebRTC. So is leading the battle there. He said he won't be able to join today. We are continuing with the redesign, and Zoli, can you please talk there because you're the one implementing that?
Yes, my part is that there are multiple status indicators are going to appear on mobile now, the same that we had earlier on web. This is the audio only and recording and the live streaming status indicators on the top right corner. And I think Saul is not here, so we can talk about a bit the bottom menu that's new for us too. And I think that's already released, right?
Correct. And as part of this release, we've got a partially redesigned film strip. So it's supposed, the local participant is supposed to be to stay in one place, and you just are able to scout the remote participants only. But unfortunately, close to the release, we found issues on Android. So Android doesn't have the change in the moment. So this SDK released in the public Maven repository doesn't have that. But Zoli already has a proposal how to fix that. So the next release is probably gonna have this redesigned film strip where the local participant stays always in one place and it can't scroll them away. I think that's all around mobile.
Great, thank you very much, Lubo. One other cool thing that I'd like to add is if you go to jitsi.org now, you should be able to see a new news article from Chat Hart, which summarizes the progress that Jitsi has made in the past. Oh, Chat's here actually.
Yeah, hi,
Chat. Well, I'm not going to be able to say all the bad things that I meant to say, but there's a pretty cool article about the progress that Jitsi made in the past 3 years. There was a lot of concern 3 years ago when Jitsi got acquired by Atlassian, and that's we basically came out multiple times back then and said, don't worry about it, it's going to be okay. And Chat has a perfectly enjoyable summary of, yes, it actually has been okay. Anything more than that? Chat, would you like to add anything there?
No, other than just to reinforce, I totally thought it was not going to be okay. And it definitely didn't turn out that way. And the article is basically just actually it's a lot of quantitative proof actually of that actually things have been okay, not just opinion. There's some metrics in terms of community growth, great metrics in terms of the survey that we did. I guess about 2 months ago now. Came back really positive too. And then, a long list of development items, which is pretty comprehensive, particularly compared to, what the team was able to do beforehand. So I can say objectively, I'm pretty impressed that Atlassian has been put good amount of effort and support to the Jitsi team. And from my discussions with them, again, as an independent analyst, even though they paid me a little bit for some projects, they definitely seem intent on continuing the community as an independent entity and supporting it as it needs to be and keeping it growing.
Thank you very much, Chad. Oh, and by the way, Chad, I want to add something. Alexa, buy me a Porsche.
1 moment.
I should do. Okay.
You set off mine.
Parking on the side.
That was the point.
Yeah. Thanks.
All right. Actually, you also set up mine. So, that was a side effect that was not intended. Okay. Anyways, thank you very much, Chad. And for those who are seeing Chad for the first time, this is actually Chad Washart from WebRTC Hacks. All right. Is there anyone else from the team who would like to add things that we haven't mentioned so far? You'd say anything on the meat side that you'd like to inform people of?
Not really much from my side. I think
wrong mic, I think, by the way.
How about now?
Yep.
So there was a PR that get merged. It's for our analytics. Basically, there was a bug. We are not passing the room name along with the analytics. I'm not sure if that's going to be a huge interest. Also, another interesting thing is that currently I'm working on fixing some bugs with Firefox. So from time to time, you can end up in a situation that you don't have a video for the remote participant. So I hope soon we'll have a fix for this. So it's not reproducible 100% of the time. I don't know if anybody has seen it actually, but it's possible to happen. And I think I don't have anything else that is going to be very interesting.
All right, thanks very much. Something else that we're also looking into, we've noticed that we have a new CDN in front of Jitsi.org that is sometimes taking a sweet time to show some of the updates. So some of you might not actually be seeing the news article that I mentioned. They will see it later on today as the CDN updates, but this is something that we are looking into. All right, would anyone else from the team want to add something? Okay, in this case, I'm going to move to open mic. Anyone from the community, any questions, comments? I'm going to let it hang for 10, 15 seconds there. In that case, it looks like this is going to be a quick call. Maybe just one more thing. Work on large conferences is proceeding pretty nicely. So we hope that there's going to be some pretty cool updates, and if not in the next, then in the call after the next. All right. Thank you very much, everyone, and see you in 2 weeks. Bye-bye.